we listened to the chief prosecutor, and she said that her goal, her mission is to do what's best for the victims' families and to consult with them first. And she said one of the areas would certainly be on whether or not they seek the death sentence. How does that work in terms of the importance of that consultation with families?
Well, you know, I'm not an expert in prosecution strategies or how they go about looking for, how to prosecute someone and sentence somebody. But what I can tell you is that by designating it terrorism, we then begin to realize that we've had a number of these incidents. We can analyze it better. We can also assess the problem better. And by calling it a hate crime, it falls into a different category, and we don't get the clear picture of what the domestic terrorist threat landscape is.
My final question to you is, and that's around the Confederate flag. And you've written a book about this right-wing resurgence. The Confederate flag flies in South Carolina. Dylan Roof, the suspect, had the Confederate flag on his license plate. What kind of role does that play, and is that a problem?
Well, obviously, we've had a debate in the southern United States about the use of the Confederate flag. I mean, obviously, it's offensive to a large segment of the population, but there's also another large segment of the population that gets some sort of pride, Southern pride, out of displaying the Confederate flag. So, white supremacist groups, have hijacked this symbol and used it as a symbol for white unity and for the South and what it stood for during the Civil War. But I'll leave it to local politicians and state legislators to debate that and determine whether it's appropriate or not to display in their respective states.
Daryl, it was good to speak to you today. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That was Daryl Johnson in Washington. He's an author and a former senior analyst with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. If you want to explore these questions further, go to our website. The CBC's Neil MacDonald has his take on the question of terrorism and hate crimes. Find it at cbcnews.ca.